Nick, go back to the quad shot and let me see you take Sam off so I can see with the chat. Okay, thank you. All right, now we're good. Go, go, go. Quiet in the room.
Bandwidth for first updates now is supported by YouthRobotics.tv. Catch the latest robotics events and shows on their Roku app or by going to their website at YouthRobotics.tv. This is Recap, episode 1611, recorded on April 22nd, 2016. Recap is brought to you by AndyMark. Are you competition ready? Count on AndyMark to be your source to stock up on batteries, boulders, components, and more at AndyMark.com. And by Gamefly. Support fun and get a free 30-day trial and 1 month free of Hulu by going to firstupdatesnow.com/Gamefly.
And it's time for a very special recap. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're here to discuss what's the latest going on in FIRST Robotics. I'm Tyler Olds.
I'm Mike Stark.
I'm Justin Montoys.
And from Fun Spotlight, we got Collin joining us today, as well as a couple other guests, which we'll get into in just a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. Not only are we at our 25 rankings of championships, it's a division release and preliminary match schedule night. We'd like to thank FIRST for providing us with this opportunity to discuss the divisions live with you. Divisions are up on the FIRST website, or should be up momentarily. And I'm sure they're going to be posted on Cheap Delphi really soon. So we're not going to make you wait. You can go and check it out whenever you like, but we're going to go through it one by one. Follow along with us, and you'll even have a chance to potentially call in live for the show. And speaking about thank yous, Justin, myself, and our fantastic guest, Karthik, we're live here in Louisville, actually. We're at Vex Worlds right now. Love to give a huge shout-out to IFI for providing us with this space in the hotel, and shout-out to Amanda Morrison for letting us crash her suite. So thanks, Amanda. Before we get going, let's introduce our primary guest for this evening, Karthik Kanagasabathy. Handshake, sir.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's do that.
What's up, everyone? Divisions are crazy. Lots of cool stuff. We're live here at Vex Worlds, which has also been pretty cool. So.
And pretty crazy.
Yeah, released a new game today. A couple new games. We also made an announcement that Vex Worlds is going to be on ESPN this summer. So very, very excited. I'm just catching up on all of this.
And if you don't know Karthik, you should. For First Thing Team 1114, here for Vex Robotics and chairman of Vex Game Design Committees. And we welcome to the show. Now, usually we take a few minutes to get to know our guests a bit better, but hopefully you know Karthik already, but we got 8 divisions to cover today, guys. A lot to go through and not a lot of time. Count down the FRC top 25 as well for the season, leading up the championships. Let's talk about what we're going to do for tonight and how we're going to go about it. We're going to cover each division one by one. During each division, we'll talk which teams made it into the top 11 through 25 in the FRC top 25. We're going to see the top 10 for the end. Discuss what other notable teams are there, break down the match schedule, and make some predictions on who's going to punch their ticket on the Einstein. To help us do that, we do have another guest joining us today. I'd like to introduce Sam Perkowski, the host for the F4 show and student on the FRC Team 2869 Regal Eagles. Thanks for coming on Fun Recap, Sam.
Yeah, thank you.
So Sam's going to start us out with each division and give us about 2 to 3 minute breakdown, a short recap analysis of what's to come in that division. You guys ready?
I'm ready.
Ready?
Let's get right into it. Our first division is Archimedes. Take it away, Sam.
They're not released yet.
Uh-oh. They're not released?
I can talk about Archimedes if you want.
Yeah, Karthik, go ahead, man. Start us out.
Yeah, Archimedes is a division. 1986, looking for the first ever trip to Einstein. They're primed to do it in this division. 1310, also looking for their first trip to Einstein. They improved a lot through the season, and they're there. so those ones look pretty strong. Defending world champion 1671 is in the division. So,
All right, I got it.
what do you got?
There's also 4039 in Archimedes, who I think could make a nice little
I
run
like
there.
them a lot. Absolutely.
Yeah, makeshift. Makeshift's been really close to championship the last couple of years. In that, a couple of breaks they could have been right on Einstein, even world champions really. So, makeshift could do some damage there.
Any others for you guys? Pop out to you? Notables we want to talk about?
Spectrum's in there, 3847.
Yes, they are.
They've done some
Wow.
nice stuff, along with Team Titanium 1986.
Yeah, 1986 looks strong there, and then 1501 too out of Indiana. I'll give them a shout out. They had some weird mechanical issues in the finals, but very good scorer, a quick hang, good shot with the turret into the high goal, can score an autonomous. Watch out for them too.
Now, here's a team I got to call out that I've been a big fan of for a long time. 2338, Garrett Forward from Oswego. I think they were in the finals. I don't know if they won this year, but they were an Einstein team last year. Really good, solid robot, and I think they got a lot to move up on moving forward. So I definitely look forward to 2338. And huge shout out to Ryan Gwynn, who's been a big supporter of our show, making the awesome Einstein strategies of the week as well.
I also don't
Sure.
think in Archimedes you can let slip 1671 defending world champions.
And of course,
Yeah, Buchanan.
747 is also pretty impressive, winning 2 district events this year along with the district chairman's award. So they can do some damage.
So Mike and Justin, do we have any teams that are going to make the final top 25 that are in Archimedes?
We do. We have one in the final top 25. I'm just gonna. I know you mentioned it earlier in the Tyler. I'm just gonna kind of just reiterate for those that may have just joined in. So we're gonna as we go through these divisions, we're gonna mention the teams that are in these divisions that are made the final top 25 based on your votes. However, we are saving 10 through 1 to have their own special segment at the end of the show. So there may be, like, for example, we're about to announce any teams that are in Archimedes that are in the top 25, 11 through 25. There may be a team that's in Archimedes that's 1 through 10, but you'll find out later in the show about that. So that being said, the only team that is in that we can talk about right now actually is Team 1986 from Lee Summit, Missouri, and Lee Summit High School. That's Team Titanium. They're 29-3. They were winners this year, as we kind of mentioned, at Kansas City, and they were finalists at the Smoky Mountain Regional. So that's
17th.
thanks, Justin. Yep. So 17th goes to 1986. Congratulations to them. Another solid performance. We've talked about them several times this year on the top 25 and really making a name for themselves out there in the Midwest. I don't know if somebody in the chat, usually, I don't know if it's Caltran, usually kind of keeps track for us, but
Sure, some of your chat will let us know in just a moment. So we definitely want to get those up for you guys as well too, so you can follow along with us. So we'll check into that for you. I think they have it released. Start seeing people starting to talk about them. So make sure you keep a PC in chat, guys. So. All right. So for the top 25, I mentioned we do have one of those teams as well. Any kind of dark horse teams that maybe we wouldn't think about at the top of our minds that you guys can think of that might kind of rise to the top?
180.
Yes.
Really solid.
Yeah.
1325, they were Einstein last year. They are a robot with some offensive potential, but they've also demonstrated a strong ability to play defense this year. I can see them destroying someone's courtyard.
Did you mention 1310?
Yeah, we
Okay. Not that they're a dark horse. By any means, right?
I feel like a team that we've talked
too.
about.
I think you got to look at 1540 as well. Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, I was going to say, I think a team that we've talked about just by name recognition. I kind of typed in our database to see if we have talked about them, but is 4183, the Bit Buckets. I feel as if we've talked about them in the top 25 in the past year or two here and there.
All right. Any other comments in regards to the Archimedes division?
I'm good.
All right. Well, with that said, moving on, we do have a lot of divisions covered today, guys. So we want to make sure we give each division enough time and not keep you here for 3.5 hours as well, too. So moving on, our next, actually, I got to ask one question before we move on to that. Give me 2 teams out of the division that are going to make it on Einstein. What do you guys think? Karthik?
1986 and 1310.
Mike, you got anybody for us?
I'd say 1986. I think 4039. I think they got the drive to get there.
Justin?
I
I'm
would.
gonna go with teams. I'm gonna go with 1671 and 1540. Flaming Chickens and McKinnon Reigns.
All right, go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, I definitely think this is 4039's year, and 1747 also is looking really impressive. So
True.
Give me 1986 and 1501.
Collin, jump to make it.
What's
I
that?
like that. I like that.
Oh yeah, Team Thrust, not Team Thirst, as we have mentioned. As
Yes, team thrust. As I mentioned before, I really like your Ford a lot. I've seen a lot of the robot. I like your pick for 1501, Collin. I know you've probably had a little bit better look at them than I have at Indiana State Champs, but they really looked really slick, and they had a couple unfortunate drivetrain issues that broke down on them. I think that kind of understates what their robot could potentially do. So I think that's a good pick as well. I've been a huge fan of 1310 for a long time as well, too, so I could see them rising to the top. I know I picked more than 2. I broke the rules.
Archimedes is a division that maybe isn't so heavy at the top, but there's a lot of solid teams that are laced throughout there, so don't underestimate it.
Oh, those Pringles going for you, Karthik. What kind of got there?
Dude, I was eating the menu today. I have not been to eat a thing.
Yeah, we like to keep this serious, guys, but at the same time, we're all here at Vex Worlds and kind of just chilling, too. So we just got done with a, 12, 13-hour day, right?
It was a.
Karthik even longer?
Yeah, I don't even have the energy to pull my Fitbit out, but I think I was doing about 21 miles today, so.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Just as a brief aside, from someone who had never been to Vex Worlds before, I cannot believe the sheer size of the event. It's unbelievable.
I walked it. For me to walk from one end to the other, it was about 18 minutes just to go from one end to the next.
It's 1 mile from one end to the other, so.
Well, apparently I walk really slow, apparently, but.
If I was going to do a little bit of Vex Worlds talk here for a second, largest robotics event possibly ever. Over 1,000 teams, 31 countries represented, an Olympic feel. It is so crazy to watch everything that's happening there. It's just been an amazing, immense event, and we had the mayor of Indianapolis here inducted into the STEM Hall of Fame, as well as the CEO of Goldie Blocks. So we had celebrities in the house. We had ESPN in the house. It was awesome. It was awesome.
And one of the things I want to point out too is a lot of people might say, well, why are you talking about Vex when first is coming up? IFI is a crown supplier first, and definitely a huge supporter as well too. So we want to make sure that we're giving them the right thanks and right promotions as well too. So our next division coming up is going to be Carson. We got some other great teams coming up in here. Sam, any that pop up to you?
yeah, definitely. Just looking, going through it, just as a first, look, I see 225 Tech Fire, 233, 610, 1156. Who else we have in here? We have 2590, 973, 2122. It's a deep division.
Absolutely.
Justin, I'm kind of going to piggyback on what you said about the middle of the crop here. Just looking down this list is pretty impressive. You have Mort, you have Wings of Fire, you got Tech Fire, the Pink Team, Big Bad Bob, Swart Dogs, Crescent Robotics, Tech Hounds, Kilobytes, Sparks. I mean, the list goes on. Upper Creek, the Fighting Pie, NC Gears, Nightcrawler. This is a pretty. I think this is gonna breed, I think, some really, really interesting alliance pairings and elimination matches.
Yeah, and so Mike just went through.
Just the first part, right? The first 20 teams.
That list, and I can add more to that. First of all,
Yeah.
24. Yeah, 2485 out of San Diego is very consistent. The Coconuts 2486 always have something for the table, and they have a good shot at becoming the next Hall of Fame team. That's the thing that some people care about, like me. Yeah, there's some teams in this division is deep. This division could be somewhere where we could see 5, 6, 7, 8. With this ridiculous serpentine draft, do something.
Let me give you a team I don't think was mentioned. Was 525 mentioned?
Yeah.
There are regional winner. They have a really interesting train that they have. They have a 3-wheel drive that they use. So they have a swivel wheel on the front with the tank drive in the back. And you would never think that would be able to cross all the fences, but they go through it like butter. And they won, I believe, the Iowa regional and the 10,000 Lakes regional in Minnesota. And I think for a long time, Minnesota regionals have been a little bit discounted, but as we'll find out, there are a lot of good teams in Minnesota this year. And it's been a big breakout year for Minnesota, and I definitely see 525 having some potential. Speaking of which, are there any teams in Carson that made the top 25 or the top 25 through 11?
Sure. There sure are. So 11.
A few, yeah, or a few.
2. We got 2. Go ahead, Justin. You take the first one.
That's quite a few.
It's quite a few. So I always start with the first one. In the 22nd spot, we have Team 973 from Atascadero, California, Atascadero High School with the Grave Odds. 25-6-2 overall, with the winners been
Winners at Ventura.
Regional.
Yes. So that is 973 in the 22nd spot, and we're going to jump down to 15. Hopefully somebody's keeping track for us so I can put it in. In our 15th spot, we have Team 610 from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and the Crescent School. It's Crescent Robotics. 23-12-1 overall. The winners at Waterloo.
I think we got one more that's in it, actually.
Really? I don't see one.
1024 is not in the top 25?
No.
Going 4 for 4 in events
Really?
isn't enough to get you in the top 25.
Yeah, I know.
1024 is the 1983 of like 2 years ago. Well, they made it in the top 25, I think, but just were.
Well, I think people just got Indiana lost in the shuffle this year, but the stats at the Indiana events were just through the roof. It was crazy. So
Maybe bring up all the rankings just because I just want to bring up where they landed because I'm really curious myself.
Is that kilobytes?
Yeah, it's kilobytes for where do they land up? Well, if I look at the right week. One.
Collin, did you say they won 4 events this year?
Yeah, they went to all 3 Indiana district qualifiers and the state championship, won them all. Since Indiana has gone to districts, they have either been the number 1 seed, the number 1 pick, or the number 2 pick at all 8 events.
That's amazing.
And they've won 6 of the 8.
This year.
I want to throw out one other team. They were our state champions in Indiana and also won the Queen City Regional. I don't think they were brought up earlier. 868 also won the Indiana District Chairman's Awards. They're competing for that. Really soft shot into the goal that keeps it from bouncing out. Could be a dark horse. Really, really deep field though.
Another team, 2137. They put on a really great show at the Michigan State Championship.
Torque, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And 1024 end up in 27th, guys. So yeah, I agree.
Oh,
I
so
can't
close.
believe it didn't make it in.
I mean, just looking down, I mean, like
At
Karthik
least they got a
said,
mention to it.
yeah, and like we said, like I kind of stopped. Oh, sorry, guys.
No, you're
I said,
good.
the
Keep
other
on.
teams you got in here: Nemesis, the Flooding Platypi. You got HVA Robotics, the Beak Squad, which we've mentioned before, the Mighty Mechanical Mustangs. Just goes on and on. This is gonna be the division to do to do your scouting in, as Karthik referenced.
I think a team that'll surprise everybody is 1156. They have a really dialed-in batter shot, along with an angled side. That way, defenders have they have a lot of trouble pinning them, and they can get to that batter and shoot every time.
And that's a team from Brazil, right? It's
Correct.
Novo Hamburgo. Is that how it's pronounced?
Yeah,
I hope that means hamburger or something in Spanish.
better.
That'd just be awesome.
Hamburguesa.
Hamburger.
Con queso.
Con queso.
They speak
I had to order
Portuguese in Brazil.
Did anybody mention the Team Taters in Carson?
I was
Yeah.
I was just looking at that actually.
Yeah, that
Winners at Arizona North, finalist at Idaho this year.
There's another team I'm surprised that didn't make the top 25 other. And I think Taters, maybe because they're from an underrepresented area in Idaho. Because last year I saw them play at IRI, and I mean, they were the steal of the draft where they went, and they just kind of continued that movie on to this
The
year.
Taters have been amazing since at least 2011.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I believe they were
Definitely.
also really impressive on Tesla last year.
Yep.
Very cool.
All right, let's go with some predictions. Who's going to make it
Ooh.
into Einstein? Karthik.
I
I think I'm just going to pick a Canadian team for each division because that's fine.
There you go. That works.
I have to pick two.
Yeah.
Well, I already said 6'10", so I've got them out of my mouth, and I've already talked a lot about 1024. Say 973.
It's fair enough.
I'm going to go two teams from Michigan, 1718 and 1918. Both. I feel like if you can survive in Michigan, you can survive just about anywhere. So.
What about you, Mike?
I'm just looking at this. I'm going to go with 868, the Tech Hounds. And oh man, there's too many to pick from. We'll give a shout out to the Cocoa Nuts.
Sam, what do you got for us?
I'm gonna have to go 225 and 2590.
It's good picks. I like 225 especially. That's a great pick there. Collin?
I would like the pink team, 233 and 610. And I just want to mention, if you're looking at match schedules and you're trying to figure out, okay, where in the dome do I want to be at what time, match 19 on this field, 610 and 1918 and 4592 against 1987, 233 and 1619. I think a lot of points in that one.
Good catch.
Yeah, if you guys have matches to call out too, that'd be great. And chat room, we'll be looking to you for help with that as well, because that's a lot for us to try to process at once too. So go ahead and post what matches you think are going to be really cool. I'm going to go with, I really like Techfire a lot, that Sam mentioned. I think they got a really good shot this year. I think 610 to me, just getting their climb down and then having that extra shot after they do climb as well too, I think that's really clutch and that's really golden. And I mean, how can you deny the amazing show they put on at Waterloo? Sorry, Karthik, but
There's nothing to be sorry about.
I mean, it was I just want to hear you say sorry.
No, but that's the dumb comment. That's what to worry about. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was an amazing set of matches, absolutely. So, all right, anything else to go through in regards to Carson?
I'm good.
All right, moving on to Carver, another great sets of teams. Sam, anybody stick out to you right away?
27 was my pick for the entire World Championships, personally. I've just been really impressed with them throughout this whole year. But of course, you have 20, who made it to Einstein last year. You have 230, 359, 1114, obviously, and 1902. This is again another pretty deep division.
So as far as teams in the top 25 on Carver, now this time there really are quite a few.
Okay.
In the 25 to 11 spots, like Mike said at the top of the show, we are going to save that final top 10 for the end of the show. But we're going to start right here at the 24th spot with team number 133 from Standish, Maine, Bonnie Eagle High School. It's Burt. 45 and 8 overall winners of the Pine Tree District event.
And then coming up next to be in 21st would be 2481 from Tremont, Illinois. Tremont High School, it's the Robotiers, 32 and only one loss this year. Winners at Central Illinois, and the winners of the Smoky Mountain Regional. 2 regional wins for the Robotiers in 21st.
So going right beneath them to 20, we have team number 27 from Clarkson, Michigan, Clarkson High School, Team Rush. 60 wins, 15 losses and a tie. Winners of Livonia and winners of the First in Michigan District Championship.
We're going to keep this train rolling. In 19th, up next, we have team 359 from Waialua, Hawaii. Waialua High School, it's the Hawaiian kids. 44 and 6 overall. Winners at Lake Superior, winners at Tech Valley.
And we're going to jump a little bit to 16 and talk about 330 from Hermosa Beach, California. Chapel Academy, it's the Beach Bots. 28, 4-1 with the winners of the Ventura Regional. So that's 4 or 5.
So those are your top 25 robots that fall in between 11 and 25.
So 5 from Carver in that stretch. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and that kind of. Are there any others that, without seeing who it is, are there any others in the top 10? There's got to be a couple, right?
There are, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, they're probably talking 6 or 7 teams in the top 25 that are going to be in Carver. So I think a lot of people are talking about the Newton division, right? Is what we've been seeing a lot of chatter about in the chat room. But Carver definitely very, very strong.
Yep.
One team I got to point out, and we mentioned their top 25, and maybe it's just my Midwest thing, loving the Midwest teams, but 2481 Robotiers has been on. Last year they were the number 1 Alliance captain in their division. The year before they were in Einstein. They've won, I believe, 5 regionals in a row. 1 loss this year, as you guys mentioned, and they remind me a lot of Theory 6. They're that tall bot. who just dump shots in, and they can dump it in from many other positions. Sans turret, but able to shoot from the outer works with no problem. They're so tall you can't defend them, and I think that's a robot that I could definitely see either being a top seed or being a pick for that for sure. Anybody else got some notable teams they want to go through?
I would definitely mention Team 3419. They're a team that have just gone by a lot of years without doing anything crazy impressive. And this year they built a bot that really wowed me from the first time I saw it. Their shot is dead on, their vision's pretty awesome, and they have pneumatic swerve, so what's not to like?
What events did they go to?
They did Tech Valley in New York City. I believe they were finalists at both.
So I'm gonna say one of my picks to make it 9. I'm gonna kind of jump that gun early because I don't want anyone else to take it. I'm gonna go with 836. Oh, totally wrong division. Never mind. That's next division.
Spoiler,
guys. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. Nope.
You should be. This is a live show. Come on, we expect perfection.
I still call that one.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's a couple of powerhouses here in this division with 1114 and 359. I do like what 2481 has done, Tyler. Like you said, they were my dark horse. Very happy to see them in the top 25.
Absolutely, we're in Carver right now, right?
Yeah.
There's so many C divisions. That's the problem now with these new divisions coming out there. It makes it very confusing.
Yeah, no, you're so right.
I know somebody mentioned Exploding Bacon. I think they're one of those teams where they're not necessarily the powerhouse team, but they're very well known, and I could definitely see them being a high pick as they start to refine their robot a little bit more and a little bit more. 1648 G3 Robotics has done quite well in Atlanta this year. Cyber Cards, who were the second pick in the winning alliance for the Indiana State Championship, could definitely be a very good value pick on the way back around. If you saw them play defense against Thrust in the finals, I mean, they literally just broke their drivetrain down. And then not only that, but they were able to score low goal, come back over into the courtyard and play defense, and they just zip back and forth for that. Have we talked about 11-14 too much?
Not really.
Karthik, what are your predictions on that team?
Like, I'm not going to be that person who starts talking about his own team. Makes it better to
But I'll start with that. 11-14, definitely a team where I think the robot overall, I think you're going to start seeing more. And they had a little bit of communication issues in their last regional. I would assume and Karthik, maybe you can respond, but you can't. But that's been fixed, and that's pretty good to go.
Well, I mean, our robot has to go in a bag, so
that's true.
So I'm going to give a team to look out for, I guess, would be also 910, the Foley Freeze. Coming from Michigan, their two first Michigan events, Centerline and Troy, were only quarterfinalists in both of those, but then did come back and win the Windsor Essex Great Lakes Regional with 2056. So keep a lookout for them. They did not compete in the Michigan State Championship, however. So interesting to see what happens and how that translates over.
Sure. 1086 Blue Cheese, another perennial top team as well too.
Sorry,
did we talk about 330 Beach Bots? 330 Beach Bots. They've got a very, very strong year as well.
We did. They came in 16th on the top 25. So you mentioned them briefly, but yep.
All right.
They won. Yeah, Beach Bots won Ventura, dominating 16-1-1 from the 1 seed. Didn't lose a match elimination. So.
Oh, here's a team for you in Carver, Burt. We've talked about them on the top 25 a few times. 133 has been a very, very, in my opinion, a team that has essentially kind of come out of nowhere in the last couple of years.
Sure.
And just been super strong, very efficient shooter, and it's definitely risen to the top many, many occasions as well.
Yeah, like they won a district event, obviously, and then getting to the district state championship, they pushed 195 and 125 to the limit in the finals, losing in the third match. So. Definitely a strong team who's had to face some tough opponents, so they'll be poised to do some work as well in the Carver division.
Very cool.
All right, let's go with some predictions here. What two teams are going to make it on the Einstein? Want to go ahead, Justin?
Sure. I'm going to go with 359 and 27. Right there. 359 and 27.
Karthik, maybe excluding your own team there to be self-serving. Any predictions from you?
No.
Fair enough. Sam, what do you got for us?
I'm gonna go with 20 and 27.
Colin?
Every even year since 2008, 11-14 has been on Einstein. I think that they keep that streak going, and I think that they take the beach bots with them, 330.
There you go. I'll take 359 as well, and I'll take 11-14 as well.
I'm going to take 11-14 and 133 for my
There you go.
picks. All right. More and more divisions coming up. We just covered Carver, right?
Yeah.
Let's go on to, not Curie, as a lot of people say, the Curie division, Madam Curie division. We got another great set of teams here. Sam, any notables that stand out to you?
Definitely 25 jumps out right away. They had a good robot this year. Going down the list, I see Skunkworks, 1983. 2168 Aluminum Falcons put up a good bot. Bumblebee is in here, so 3339. Tech for Kids. What else do we have in this division?
What was Celtics like this year, Karthik? I didn't really get a chance to see them.
They are really good. Primarily logo. A lot like Team Dave 3683. They're a team that can make noise. Also, they're really solid on strategy. They play smart. I expect them to seed in the top 8.
Maybe another one to point out too, Apex Robotics in their rookie year has had a very strong year as well too as a rookie team. So definitely one to look out for as well. Any of these teams in the top 25?
So we have just one that is in 11 through 25, and that is Team 3339 from Kafariona, Israel. It's Bumblebee. I don't have their season record there, but they were winners at the Israel Regional.
Are we sure it's actually Bumblebee and it's not Bumbleb? I've always wondered this.
I think their colors might see it otherwise.
Either way. But, sorry, I was zoned out working on some work stuff on my phone, but 3310, has anyone talked about them?
Not yet.
No. What's going on? Oh, Blackhawk Robotics, absolutely, right?
Yeah, they are really,
Insane.
really good. Top team in this division in my mind.
In 33-39, what do they rank in our polls? I think they were 25?
25th, yeah.
25th in the polls. Absolutely.
I'm looking at 836 as well, the Robo-Bees. Sorry if I just stole somebody's.
That's
there.
it. When we were
Fair
talking
enough.
about
He called
Carver-
dibs.
They're
Chesapeake,
from Hollywood, Maryland.
Chesapeake District, they go 3 for 3. Winning at the championship there as well.
Yeah.
I think they've got a nice shot. Great robot.
So I'd like to also mention Team 3506 Yeti Robotics from the the North Carolina district. They were winners at the Gifford County. They were also finalists at the Campbell University Johnson Community College event, and they won the district championship for North Carolina as well, ranked first. Their overall record is 46-28-0, and they are not appearing on the top.
Oh, sorry, I missed process. I thought they had 28 ties there for a second. That's
So that woe came from.
yeah, that's where the wow came from. All right. So let's see. Any other notable teams to talk about, or we want to make some predictions here? I don't have it on. Oh, that's right, from Minnesota, right? We got a couple of Minnesota teams actually in here that pop up. But 876 won with 2041 at Central Illinois. They had an early departure in the semis, I believe, at one of the Duluth events. But 876, absolutely very, very strong team. Very under-noticed team as well, too. And I think that's kind of the common thing amongst a lot of the Minnesota teams. And a couple others from Minnesota. Fred is in that. They've had a strong year. Fighting Calculators has made a bit of a comeback this year, too, with a regional win. Definitely some
strong teams out that. Walton Robotics, another one I have to point out, 2974. Once again from the Peachtree area, which I think, a new district this year. It's kind of hard to keep track of all that going on, and they've been a good team as well too. I know we mentioned them, but Tech for Kids, man, they're another team that they competed, I know, at New York, right? And then they were just absolutely dominant. They played, I believe, with 359 in that. And were they at Quebec this year? They were at a different because they
Montreal.
Montreal, yeah. But just complete dominant performances from them, and a lot of the focus is going to be on those the 1241s, 1114s, 2056s when they compete in their weeks. But I think Tech for Kids is definitely a team that has consistent top years the last couple of years.
Pick up at 3990. It's going to have a little sharp Einstein. It's going to take some.
I guess.
Nick said 2840 as well too would be a potential team. Allsparks as well too. Go ahead, Karthik.
I'm going to go with 3310 for Einstein. And I'm also going to go with, Bum Blood, 3330.
Mike, who you got?
I'll take 3310 as well, and 3506 Yeti Robotics, so I already mentioned.
All right. Sam?
I'm gonna have to take 25 and 166.
25, 160. All right, Colin, who do you got for us?
I would like 1983 and 25.
Yeah, I think those are all really good picks. I got to go with 1983 as well too. The experience that they bring, that they've had at different events as well. And I really, really like Blackhawk Robotics too. I think they got just a really good shot with Allsparks being really close with them as well too, for being a good shot at taking on Einstein as well.
Very interesting. Colin's pick of 25. I believe that's the first time any of us have picked a logo primarily or only robot. So
yeah, I think Sam.
Sorry.
And that maybe, can we take a second to talk about that? What, as we look into going on to not just the divisions, but in regards to who's going to make it on the Einstein, what do we think, is it a possibility that a high-seeded team, either the Alliance captain or the Alliance pick, could be a logo robot? I mean, we just said yes by picking some of these teams, right? But Karthik, you want to start?
Absolutely,
Yes.
as a captain. Absolutely, as a captain. Especially with the increased tower strength, logoers. If you're one of those teams that can just logo like crazy, you can get your captures, and some of the high goal teams are going to struggle with them. So, if you've got that logo and hand combo, and with how thin some of these divisions are and how diluted they are,
Sam, do you have something on that?
Yeah, definitely. I think that low goal robots are going to be Alliance captains in almost every division, just because of the increased tower strength and ranking points. If we're talking about really good low goal robots, I think a good standout would be 2220 Blue Twilight, who won the Central Illinois Regional. They have a nice logo.
One of the things I'll say in regards to logos, I think, and maybe another interesting side piece we can talk about a little bit later, is just the how diversified rankings can be with having the additional ranking points, especially the capture, right? So if you're a logo scoring robot, I think you have a much better chance of seeding high in many cases, like Karthik said on there. In regards to being a first pick, though, I'm not quite sure if I see that necessarily. I think if I'm an Alliance captain, I'm probably going to want another top-tier high goal scoring robot.
Yeah, I think you just got to make sure, and the good teams do this, but you got to focus on the numbers. Going back to 2012, a poor or a not very accurate high goal score is scoring less points than a very accurate mid goal score. So if a low goal robot is scoring more points than a 30, 40, 50% high goal shooter, then I think that there's a reason to draft them a little bit higher.
All right. Anything else in regards to the Curie division to go through, guys?
Good.
All right, and we're just going to keep on moving through chat room. We do appreciate you sticking around with us to cover all these divisions. Sometimes we just got to keep rolling on through with some of them. Our next one coming up is going to be Galileo.
Yeah.
Galileo is our next division. Take it away, Sam. Who do you see for
notables on this division?
Right off the bat, I see Team 68 Trucktown Thunder, 341 Miss Daisy, 195 the Cyber Knights, 987 High Rollers, 1023 Bedford Express. Who else do we have in here? 2468. Who do we appreciate? That's Team Appreciate.
Them.
It says volumes that a team that didn't even make the elimination rounds at the Michigan State Championship gets mentioned. So.
All right. In regards to top 25, or at least 11 through 25, who do we have in this category for Galileo?
So we just have one that's 11 through 25, and that's in the 12th spot. That goes to Team 195, putting on a clinic this past weekend. From Southington, Connecticut, Southington High School, it's the Cyber Knights, 47-8 overall, winners at UMass Dartmouth, winners at Hartford, and winners at the New England District Championship.
They're amazing. Saw them up close at Dartmouth. They got considerably better as the season went on, and they have an actual two-ball autonomous.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
And it worked, and it's flawless, right? As you saw them start to go into the finals rounds, I mean, they just poop that ball right down, pick up the other one, and it's guaranteed done, two-ball auto.
And owners of the world high score. No, actually, their world high score was broken, but yeah, they had it for.
But definitely up there, yeah.
They had it for a few minutes.
All right, any other notable teams to go through in this division?
Yes.
I think there's quite a few. So Team Dave, Tricks Are for Kids would be another great one as well, too.
A team we've talked about from the New England District a couple times this year is 558, the Elm City Robo Squad. Winners at Waterbury, winners at Hartford, quarterfinalists at the District Championship in New England. Overall record, 35-16.
Here's another Minnesota team for you. 2502 Talon Robotics. They had a really, really good first regional. The second regional, they actually, I believe, sheared off their drive shaft that they had, so they had a lot of issues with that, and they actually got it rebuilt and back on. But another one of those Minnesota teams that could come out for you. Did we mention Thunder Down Under?
Have not.
Yep, Australia, Thunder Down Under, very strong robot this year as well, too. A lot of improvement going into their second regional as well. Fighting Bulldogs would be another team that I think they had a little bit of a rough stretch at MSC, but showed some good. Just did a great job in their first couple of district events as well.
So a team that we haven't mentioned yet is Team 987, the High Rollers, will be in Galileo.
Yeah, I'm sorry to mention them, but does anybody want to just
I'm
kind of
sorry.
talk about
Yeah,
90? No, that's all right. Anybody want to talk about 987 a little bit?
Possible top 5 team in the world this year.
Yeah.
Once regionals. I mean, I think 987. I think there's a significant argument to be made that they have the best software. It all occurs consistently, year to year. I remember how their turret locked. Their turret they are the masters of turret and what they do with camera stuff. So, yeah, they're the best team in this division.
Yeah, I gotta say, what's
Absolutely.
really interesting when I first saw their robot with their arm, like I was a little suspicious about it because it almost seemed like it was kind of a loose, kind of wonky arm to it, but it's flawless, and it just the shot that they put through is just a straight pitch, and it's really strong, and it's high roller, so it's hard to say that looks kind of wonky because it's high rollers, right? And they've had such success. Not to mention too, definitely a top chairman's contender this year as well in the high
They're
rollers.
essentially my favorite for Hall of Fame this year. Hopefully they get in. And a two-ball auto out of them. I mean, you wonder if 97 and 195 get together.
Cool.
I would think that 195 can only do a two-ball auto out of position 1, and I think a two-ball auto out of any other position is extremely unlikely.
Mm-hmm.
But if there was one team, I would say might be able to pull it off. Yeah, 97.
I agree, Karthik.
Yeah, with your point about their software skills, I think if there's a team that has it in the back pocket, it could be 987.
And I mean, we can't just not mention a world championship winner from last year with 5012. They teamed up with 987 at the LA regional to win it. So.
Well, I mean, they also didn't play, so like.
True.
Yeah, I agree with Karthik on that. I mean, it's good to mention them because they were world champion, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to have a strength coming in. I mean,
And I mean, sorry, I didn't mean that with any offense. the guys on 5012 that are amazing.
Yeah.
They were great the way everything they've done, but just saying, they're not exactly the same as 118.
Definitely not.
All right, predictions. You want to go through? Anybody got a couple the shout out on who's going to make it in Einstein?
97, 195.
Yep, I think that I was going to try to say it first, so we all didn't say the same thing, but I think we're all in agreement on that.
Hey, well, anybody else have a different one?
I'm going to say 987 and 2468. They paired up at Arizona West. I think they can do it again there and take it to Einstein. So I'll be a contrarian there, at least on one team.
I'm going to shine some light just on two of our teams. I'm going to go with 341 and 365. I think 365 might be a decent dark horse pick. They won an event, or they won a district event. They got eliminated at Mar Champs by the Alliance that went on to win the event, so that's what I'm going to go with.
Yeah, and about 341, I mean, some great improvements throughout the season, and yeah, I like everything with that robot.
I have to admit, like I agree, Hylers or Cyber Knights are going to be in the top, but I don't know if they're both going to do two-ball auto. I wonder if you look at a different team. So I definitely see 987 taking the number one spot. I could see them actually taking Bedford Express with their first pick. And, they had a couple drivetrain issues in their first couple, the regional in one of the districts they went to. They improved a lot more after that. Just, I know they were with you, right, in one of those where that happened. But coming into MSC as part of the number 3 seed, you definitely, especially once Killer Bees got knocked out, you knew that he was either going to be the number 2 or number 3 seed taking MSC. And in my opinion, the semifinals of MSC were the best semifinals out there. I could definitely see Bedford Express being a top pick as well.
All right.
We're moving on into the Hopper division. Sam, what do you got for us for Hopper?
Well, just looking there, I mean, you have 148. Not much to say there. I mean, crazy robot. You got 1538, the Holy Cows.
I interrupt because I have something to say. So, regional, and they talk about the finals of the Waterloo Regional. And it's like, these were these amazing finals and these great teams. They were amazing finals.
Semis,
but,
though.
No, what people don't realize is the best team at the event didn't play in the finals. Like, I was at dinner last night with some guys from 1241 and 2056, and we were all talking about this. Like, 148 was like the undisputed best team of that event. Mm-hmm. And I think I got lost somewhere in translation. And as like the stories were told about the legendary Waterloo Regional 2016, I think somewhere people forgot that 148 was just murdering people. Yeah. And then there was a match where they played defense, and they destroyed the courtyard. Everything died in the courtyard. They killed everything. That's what happens when a good team plays defense. Yeah. Good teams don't usually play defense because they're too busy scoring. Yeah. Watch out.
That's a good point. Sam, who else you got for us in the Hopper division?
1538, Holy Cows. 1678, Citrus Circuits. We have 2990, Hotwire. Who else?
971's in this division.
You should probably mention 971.
Oh yeah, there you go. There they are.
There's a lot of teams to go through.
Yeah.
So Mike and Justin on the top 25, or at least 25 through 11. You got any teams for us in the Hopper division?
We have 0.
Ooh.
There might be a couple in the top 10. Though.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Just possibly.
Another team we're talking about, 2013. They are a very effective high goal shooter. Arguably the hardest shot in the world. Not that it's anything to be proud of, because that shot also murders small children. but it's got good camera tracking, great shot, nice drivetrain.
I like 43-34 as well. 2 regional wins. They only lost 3 matches all year, 32-3. Very, very solid team out in Western Canada.
And I think with 43-34, especially in their second regional, and we even kind of missed this a little bit, but the Western Canada regional that they played was, a Tuesday through Thursday event? Yeah. So that was really interesting. And we even kind of missed it on the FRC Top 25 a little bit in regards to getting them the right recognition. But, an amazing team. I mean, our first experience with them on 2026 is when we lost against them against Simbotics and OP. And you can just see the evolution that team has taken over the last few years that they've been a team since 2012. They just keep getting better and better and went from being a support bot to being a consistent, dominant, high-scoring robot.
And then that alliance went to Einstein, and things happened.
Things happen. Things did happen, didn't they?
It's Karthik's line of the night.
Yeah.
This happened. This is the thing.
It's early in the show. There'll be some more lines.
Yes. 3414 Hackbots out of Michigan have been pretty strong. One I got to mention as well, too, is team number 1736, Robot Casserole. Once again, another team that's just kind of come out of the woodworks this year, winning the Midwest Regional as the Alliance captain. Very consistent robot, and maybe not the fastest score in the world, but extremely consistent in what they do, and I think that has made things go very well for them. And the win at Midwest, Midwest might not be the top tier elite regional that it used to be, but it definitely has made a good rebound this year, and I definitely could see them doing quite well.
I think a good mention would also be Team 4587 Jersey Voltage, who won the Oklahoma Regional and the Lone Star Regional.
Yep. Good pickup.
And surprisingly are not from New Jersey.
I was about to say, wait a second, Jersey isn't New Jersey?
Nope.
Vulcan Robotics has had a couple. Vulcan Robotics, Holy Cows are in the division as well too. Can we take a couple minutes? And I'd really like to talk about both 971 and 1678 a little bit. So can we start with 971? Anybody have comments for that?
They're really good.
Controllers?
Very, very good.
They're a transformer, aren't they?
Yeah.
We are, and I have a feeling we might talk a little more in depth about them maybe a little bit later in the show, but I think we've all just been amazed at just what they do and what they bring to the table and just how they play this game.
So
And
fluid.
1678, just all they do is go to Einstein. So
Just throw them there automatically.
Yeah. Has 1678, did they get their two-ball auto down? I don't recall.
Good question.
I-
Not for sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
also, I think 1678, well, maybe the Poofs, but those two teams are the two best teams at cheesecake in the world. So 1678 knows how to win qualification matches. They will go out and will get their partners ready to do what they have to do. They will spare no expense. It's just it's no accident that they've seeded 1, 1, and 2 the last 3 championships. They don't leave anything to chance.
Another team that maybe point out, 52-54 Hype. They've been in the top 25 before, so they've had a pretty strong season. There's a lot of hype about them going on.
No pun intended. I think they have like 5 out of 6. I know 5 out of 6 like finalists in the 6 regional, something like that. Just have always been so close to getting a win, but haven't been able to pull it out yet, if I'm not mistaken. So, they were semifinals this year, but close. They've had a lot of almost really good success. So, I know they have a lot of drive on their team to get things.
I think a good mention is probably 2471 Team Mean Machine. They were a finalist, a winner, and I think that's it. But they have what I think is going to be a big feature for any field, and that's a drawbridge manipulator.
That's a really good point as well too. And there's, we've seen a couple other teams in Rush, for example, have that, and how that plays into, just to kind of comment on MSC finals that, Rush purposely, they got everybody the chant for drawbridge. And it was the loudest scream I've ever heard on a webcast before for that. And I think teams that can do that. Karthik, what's the team from Canada that's able to eliminate
46-78.
Somebody's already got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Cyber Cavs.
Yeah, and having that ability, I think, could really play strategically. I'm sure not many of us are huge fans of the drawbridge because of the vision problems that you get off that. But if you can manipulate it properly, I think it can really work to your advantage. All right, let's get some predictions in regards to this division. Anybody want to start out?
I'm going to just try to say them all 3 at the same time. 1678, 971, and what's the other one? 148.
Yeah.
I couldn't pick.
Yeah, are we allowed to pick more than 2?
I just did. So.
So, I mean, it's worth talking about the 3-way dances. When you have an event or a regional or division where there's 3 awesome teams, just build for the craziest competition because you kind of know two are going to get together and win, and one usually isn't. You know, like it's when you have these three-way dances that the one on the outside pulls off the upset. So this is going to be the most interesting division in my mind.
You know, it could have a lot to do with that too, potentially with rankings as well. You know, because we have these top three teams. If one of those teams is, you know, if you have teams ranked 1 and 3 maybe, and the other team is maybe ranked, you know, 22nd or something like that, you know, it's probably more advantageous for you to take that third seed, and so maybe the number 2 seed isn't as strong, and they go ahead and pick that third team that's kind of left out in many cases.
Well, no, strategic thinking, don't. Obviously, it's just always a thing. When it's that close, you pick the higher seeded team, especially if the other teams out of the top 8.
Yeah. Lesson we should learn in 2012. All right. Anybody else have any other teams that really stick out that you think could maybe get past these other top 3 Titans that are on the Hopper division?
Oh yeah, if you pick 2056 and 2012, you win that division easily. Like you won't.
Yeah, I know, we're going back.
Walking apart.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda, right?
Yeah.
But then we would have that happen to us on Einstein.
I mean, we mentioned them, but Jersey Voltage, the 2 regional wins, only 4 losses on the year. Picking up the
Solid.
win with 118. I think that might be the 4th robot in that dance.
Yeah.
Could be.
California is very well represented in Hopper. 294, former world champs. Wow.
Let me give you a team I would just love to see get on Einstein because I just think it would be so cool. Is Mort Beta, 193, because they're essentially a JV team, right? And we've seen time and time again that sometimes they actually do better than what their varsity team does in Mort, Team 11. I just think, even if they're not the first pick of the draft, but just coming back around, I think that'd be so cool just to see a JV team essentially make it on Einstein. All right, any other last comments for Hopper?
No, sir.
I think 1323 is a nice dark horse. There, you know, obviously you've got the 3 powerhouses, but that could be a nice 3rd pick.
Madtown Robotics, yeah.
I can easily see 1323 being the 2nd robot on 1678's lines.
Yeah.
And now everybody's going to pick them ahead of time, just to spite us. All right, let's move on to the Newton division or Wani on down. Don't forget we have the top 10 of the FRC top 25 coming up right after we go through our last division, so make sure you stick around for those.
Well, why don't we just call the top 10 the Newton division?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's do that, Sam, list us off some teams that are in Newton.
Should I list them all or
all
not yet. Not quite all.
Okay, start
Probably many.
So yeah, you have 16, 67, 118, 125, 179, 254, 1241, 1477, and let's see who else we have going through this list.
1640.
1519.
Okay, guys.
I'm gonna beat him to it. 5172.
I'm breaking the news to everyone. I'm pretty sure 5172 is the best team in the world. Like, has anyone seen them miss a shot ever?
No.
I think one, maybe.
You actually
one shot,
have?
I think. I think they missed one.
I've not seen.
Who's this? I'm sorry.
I think they missed the Gators out of Greenbrush Middle River, yeah. And I can speak to that team. We on Wave Robotics, we played with them their rookie year in Minnesota, and just from that rookie team, you knew they had that right spark going on with them, and that's something I saw with ATA too when we played against them. And here they are, three seasons later in 2016, we're on their 3rd season and completely dominating the competition. I mean, it was no contest in the events that they had, and they paired it with 525 in Iowa, who was a good play for that. But really, as Karthik said, it was the Gators who really took it all.
I think another really impressive rookie team has to be 5817 Unirex. They have something nice.
What do they have that's nice?
A very, very powerful shooter. And they can do outer work shots. Which
Is that Boltman's team?
That is, it was a split between 1671, I believe.
We'll let that be for now.
Gotcha.
Boltman's 5137, Nick says. So. All right, which of these teams are in the 11 through 25, Mike and Justin?
I right, so starting out in number 23, representing the Newton field is Team 179 from Riviera Beach, Florida, in that Grove Community High School. It's Children of the Swamp, 39-10 overall. Winners at Palmetto, and that's it.
Couple finals.
Yeah. Yep.
And jump down to 18 and talk about 125 from Boston, Massachusetts. Revere High School is the Neutrons. 65 match wins. That's the most wins of any team in the top 25. 28 losses in a tie. Winners at Arizona North and the New England District Championship.
We had talked about them in depth just this past week, and they've had 98 matches this year. Oh, or 98 including their 4 at week 0? But anyways, moving on.
Man, districts.
That's it.
Yeah,
Love
seriously.
Which is definitely a conversation for the summer, by the way, that we will have on the show.
That show definitely will be happening this summer. So down in 14th, we have the team we just talked about, 51-72 from Greenbush, Middle River, Minnesota. Greenbush, Middle River Senior High School. It's the Gators, 26-3-1, and winners at the Iowa Regional, finalists at Northern Lights.
Just beneath them in 13th is team number 67 from Highland, Michigan. Huron Valley Schools is the hot team. 51 wins, 7 losses. Winners at Waterford, winners at Howell, winners of the Michigan District Championship.
And then rounding it out for this division, down in 11th, will be Team 16 from Mountain Home, Arkansas. Mountain Home High Career Junior High Schools is the Bomb Squad. 29-2 overall. Winners at the Arkansas Rock City. Winners at the Rocket City.
This division's not fair.
It's maybe not fair to all the other teams in the division.
It's not fair to the other 7 divisions.
I'm watching
Well,
this one.
the interesting thing about that is, I think a lot of people they're looking at 254, and that's a lock, right? I think in many people's opinion that it is, but we know what happened last year too. Anything can happen in something like that. As sad as it was, right? Karthik, you look like you're.
It still hurts me to even think about it. I was sad.
Yeah.
I almost cried.
But as mentioned before, I mean, there are some other really top tiers. Obviously, 67's right up there. Bomb Squad has had an amazing run as well, too. Children Swamp have done great. I haven't mentioned Thunder Chickens are back up on the rise again. So good for them. Trying to think who else is just Theory 6, man. I mean,
Theory 6.
They're my favorite robot.
I thought they were the best robot, and then I found out about this freaking random team in Minnesota. We haven't talked about 4613 from Australia. 46.
Is that Barker
Yeah.
Robotics?
Yeah.
4678 from Ontario. I'm pretty sure they put them in like half these dinky regions out there. They just wow everyone. They're the most dominant team. They have a drawbridge auto and a Sallyport auto, not just to get over, but they score like
Yes.
Which team is this?
4678.
It's the team. Yeah, the team up from Canada. The Cybercabs.
Couple others, Mars, we have Friarbots, Code Orange, Average Joes, High Techers have been up there as well too.
So
Cybercabs are on this as well.
So here's the thing about this division. It is both top heavy and deep, which has been a rarity over the years in divisions. It's usually been one or the other. So with the top heavy side, like say 254 and 1241 get together. Normally I'd say, well, okay, they're going to Einstein, it's a lot. Yeah. But in this division, it is so deep. I could see a number 8 alliance somehow being like 5172, 16, and 217. You know, and I could see an alliance. That's probably a little bit generous, but for the sake of argument, who wants to face that alliance? You know, and I guess in 2014 this happened sometimes. Now that was more about just teams being really bad at picking, but there was some like the alliance that took out 2056 and 2014. That was the ones who were just doing the zigzag passes. Help me out here. Code Orange and
2014 you said?
Yeah. Either way, there's been some crazy 8 alliances, but I feel like this could be one which could actually upset a powerhouse alliance up top. I don't know.
Wait, you're right. It was 1918, 2485, and 51. They were doing that.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Okay,
That's an interesting point in regards to. I'll go. That's an interesting point in regards to once again just the depth that we have here and seeing the as in 2012 we talked about how Archimedes finals was like Einstein, right? I think we're going to see that in this division. I don't think that's a bold prediction by any means.
Archimedes final was like Einstein because the robots moved.
I'm trying to bring up
Tyler. I think the semifinals could be like that too. There's just so much depth in this. If you're looking for a match, set your alarm right now. Get there. Match 100, 118 in blue against 1519 and 254 in red. Could very well determine who's the number one seed on the division.
Oh my goodness!
It just. Yeah, I don't know. I want to give a shout out to 1418 Ve Victus from the Chesapeake District. Winners of the Northern Virginia event, winners at Greater DC, and winners of the district championship overall. 2 number 1 seeds, including the district championship there, 43 and 13 overall. I mean, again, it's just this division runs deep, and these are the reasons why.
I mean, Saturday morning after a line selection, when there's 350 teams who are going home.
Well, I actually think most of them are just going to go to the new division to watch. Actually, I take that back because most teams who come to first championship don't actually like to watch robots.
It's the YMCA act like morons. But realistically, the new division is just going to be filled with people.
Yes.
Every match is. This is. Imagine if they left the tower strength at 8 with this time.
Well, even at 10, I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, no, it still matters. The division is deep.
Go ahead.
24, but I mean, there's a crazy bottom half here too of teams who are about to just be like violated.
All right, I think it's that
really
time. I think,
something special. Like as Karthik mentioned, it's just.
Gotta make a couple.
Sorry, Tyler. What, you want me to go? Did I lose you?
Yeah, they're lost.
They're dead.
Oh.
Nick, what happened? Hotel internet, been there. So I guess I'll just keep going while we try to figure them out. So Karthik was kind of mentioning just like everybody's kind of going to be having their eyes on Newton after alliance selections and things get going like that. And it's being down on the floor for the past couple of years. That's like how it goes. It's those that are on the floor know what matches to watch, know what matches are coming up, and it's kind of fun because you can just see that you can see the congestion like a match or two ahead of time, and even during the qualification rounds when a big match is coming up, like there starts to become a crowd down on the floor around the field and stuff. So that's pretty fun.
We still have you there.
Another team I don't know that we've talked about yet, 3476 Code Orange.
Mm-hmm.
They got the win there at Orange County. Could be a great second or third robot.
This division is nuts.
And they did make it to Einstein last year as well, so know that experience, knows what it takes to get there. And
I also want to bring up 1519 as a contender for Championship Chairman's Award. Just a real solid program. I got to know them when I lived in New Hampshire, so I would have them on the short list.
Yeah, they won District Engineering Inspiration, District Chairman's Award, and District Chairman's Award at the championships. So,
Very cool.
District championships. Yeah.
All right. So I guess we'll just keep moving on while these guys figure out their end. Does anybody else that's still here have anything to say about the Newton division? This is our time to say anything about those three guys because they cannot speak back. They can,
I mean, how do you pick two teams to represent here? Just throw the numbers in the air and grab the first two that you get.
I know. It's gonna be the most thorough or most well balanced, I guess you could say, alliances, and they're gonna be any number seed I think could take the win here. You might see a number 8 go to Einstein. You might see number 6 go to Einstein, something like that. Just your number 1 isn't no match or no lock here as it you may think in other divisions. So
this could also turn into Curie 2013 where something weird happens. I haven't been through the schedule in a lot of detail, but somebody interesting ends up in that number 1 seed.
Right.
You get a lot of weird picks. I think everybody thought that kind of thought these same things about Curie that year, and that was when 1678 really, started their national ascent. So, wouldn't surprise me if something funky happens.
Mm-hmm.
Second and third picks are going to matter here.
Absolutely.
A lot.
Did we
There's
get the
plenty
guys
teams to
back in the
choose
hotel
from.
room? Oh, they're frozen. They're gone. They ain't gone. All right, so I guess I'll try to keep it. Yeah, Tyler?
Wait, oh.
Yep.
Hello?
Gone. All right, so we'll keep it moving. They can join us up when they get there. So we'll move over to the Tesla division. Yeah, they did. So Sam, do you want to, as you kind of been doing, do you want to just keep us going with Tesla?
Yeah, why not?
Who first comes to mind? Yeah.
Well, I mean, 33 right off the bat, right at the top. And then you, of course, had Wild Stang. Going down the list, we have Discotex 1099. Orbit 1690 put up a really good showing at Israel. Going down.
We've seen. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And there they are.
Yep, definitely. OP Robotics is in there. Can't forget them out. We'll be talking about them in a little bit. Looking down here.
You guys hear us?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
We can.
We did.
All right, you can't see us when you're at least. So.
There they go.
Oh. Oh, wait.
So another team that kind of jumps out, 1806 SWAT. They compete out in that, the St. Louis area out there. They've had some good success over the last couple of years. 111 Wild Stang. We've talked about them a little bit on the show this year. Just kind of had a drop off. They used to be just a huge powerhouse out there in the Midwest. Kind of gone through, I don't know if sponsor changes or like shop changes, kind of stuff like that. Had some issues, but seemed to be kind of working their way back to where they were a few years ago.
Seems like that's a theme for this year.
Yeah.
A lot of.
It's kind of happened with some of the powerhouses. We've talked about it on the show, but some of the powerhouses that were when we were more in high school, Justin and I, 6, 7, 8 years ago, kind of making their run back at it. Oh, we hear you.
Yep, something going on.
Can you hear us at least?
Yep.
Yeah,
I see you. We got both.
All right. 1756 Argos, another big team that's coming out. You mentioned just something with 111. If you saw them improve it, though, into a Midwest regional, we definitely had definitely a lot more going for them there. CIR had some issues first time, but a lot more improvement going out into Midwest.
I really liked 2451 in this division. And then, of course, 2056 and 33. I think 2451 coming from Illinois, they're right there.
Mm-hmm. So this is another division that got skunked as well as what was the other one? At least through 11 through 25. There is no Tesla teams in 11 through 25 of the top 25. However, there are a couple that are in the top 10. So. I think still to be determined, obviously, for you guys to find out who they are. Yep, Justin's team is in this division. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah,
How do you feel about that, Justin?
happy to be in Tesla.
Not in noon, right?
Better have your pedometer up for this.
I took a little, I looked at the spreadsheet a little bit differently and kind of organized it by location. There's two great teams from Georgia, the Fernbank Link,
Yes.
and the Wired Cats,
Yep.
2415, were both Georgia representatives in the division, but both very, very strong. We have them at 2194 on the Funding Fire, I think are both really strong teams as well.
I can see them, speaking that we played with them and against them in both, I can definitely see them being second round picks coming through. I'm not sure if they're quite at that first round pick by any means, but 2194 we played with twice. They got the climb down, they were able to do some local, and they're actually really, really good at defense as well, too. They actually, interesting strategy, they use their climber for defense. Because they pop it up, they know how to get it up to the 42-inch level, and they use it as a blocker, actually. So it's a very interesting strategy. 1690 Orbit, another good team from Israel that I know just missed out on the top 25. They definitely have had a very strong year, and it's easy to gloss over some of the Israel teams occasionally, but they've had a very strong year as well, too. 540 Robotics.
Justin, not to play the homer card here, but I mean, as you guys, as well as a couple other teams from our area, 4930, Electric Mayhem, 5030, the Second Mouse. A lot of familiar faces that, 1405, Finney Falcons. A lot of familiar faces you're going to have in this division with you guys.
Yep.
And I think if we're going to go with a New York kind of theme, you got to mention 329, the Mohawks, who do a good job at Long Island every year.
Another team I'll bring up that we lost against that knocked us out of going to champs, 3130, the Airs out of Woodbury, Minnesota. Another one of those Minnesota teams starting to pop up into the fold. Started getting their shot down from the Outer Works, and it's been very, very strong for them. The one match that we beat them is because their shooter wasn't working. Their intake wasn't working. So that definitely is a team to look for. They won last year. They made a deep run in their division last year as well, too. So definitely keep an eye out for them.
So Nick is telling us that 2056 has a good prelim schedule. Nick, what do you mean by that?
So they play with everybody good, Nick says. So overall, Nick, Nick feels that they have, and Nick's our producer in the background, so you can't hear what he's saying to us. That they have just overall a pretty good match schedule.
If you're looking for a match here to watch, match 102. Nope, that's not it. It is match 108. Killer Bees on the blue side with 4488, one of the long-term really good teams out of the Pacific Northwest, against 2056 on the red side. In this division, that could determine number one seed there, potentially between 33 and 2056.
Right. Or may or may not just pick the other one. Wow. So with Orbit, with
Master 2056 with Orbit, and then what was the other match?
Ponage, 2451.
Are we sure it's WNH? Like, that's not.
It's the one I know that for sure. That I know for sure.
DW now.
Just how 1675 is UPS, not the Alps team. For example. The Alps team. Yeah, you like that?
They got ups.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look a team up real quick, but one of my newly discovered favorite team names, at least, was the Rocky Balboa Bots. They're in this division.
There we go.
Yeah, until they run into Ivan Drago.
Are they in this division as well?
Big Dan Sunday.
I don't think anybody mentioned 4488 Shockwave.
No.
They have a win this year, as well as a beautiful robot, as always.
177 is in this division. They haven't been to Einstein in a while.
And when they do, they go like 5 or 6 years in a row.
Like a year they haven't been to Einstein?
Yeah.
I gotta agree too with Shockwave. It's another team that I don't know if they've had quite the dominant year this year that they have been a couple other years in BW, but they're definitely a team that you know they're experienced, and they have built good robots, and they're going to be good robots and have good strategies as well. Any other teams, notable teams you guys want to discuss or talk about?
Team from Indiana that I'll throw out here is 461 West Side Boiler Invasion. Really have improved their robot over the course of the year. Semi-finalists at the state championship, but only because they lost to 868 and 1501 in that semifinals, but could very easily be a really solid third robot on a good alliance. They've got a great high goal shot.
I got one other team that pops in my head. I don't know if we mentioned it. If we did, I apologize. 2363 Triple Helix has been another great team out of Virginia that's had very strong years as well too. I don't know exactly how do they do this year. I'll have to check, but definitely another perennial team. Sure can look up.
They won the Northern Virginia event. They were finalists at the Hampton Roads event, and they lost in quarters at the Chesapeake District Championship.
So definitely some good potential there as well. Predictions for the
26 and 33
division. I think we know one of them, right? Yeah.
26 and 33.
You know.
Are there any other teams you guys could see coming out other than those two teams?
I could see Ponage making a run.
I see maybe our better question would be to what two teams maybe could go against 2056 and 33. That might be our better question here, as far as whatever. Silence.
No.
Or did we?
Oh,
I would have.
we did.
Sorry, yes, we did lose them. Yeah, I mean, I think the two obvious choices here are 33 and 2056, but 4488 Shockwave we've all mentioned several times now. 2451 Ponage. I kind of like this division and the other division. Now there's 8 of them now. I can't remember, but there's a little bit at the top, and then I think there's just up for grabs who can come out of this division, who can make a name for themselves, who can put together a really good alliance, a good solid alliance to take it, take that #1 seed. Don't have as much depth maybe in this division, you could argue, but I think a lot of teams have the ability and the chance to rise up and put together something good. So.
I mean, 1690 has a really solid robot this year. The only thing that worries me about their team is they only have 1 regional under their belt.
Yeah. It's tough in this day and age, especially with districts and stuff, where teams and districts are getting at least 3 events, 2 plus their district championship if they can get that far.
And then there's 125.
Yeah.
But yeah. Especially if you're
25 who plays every week. So Nick, holding it down, playing with the overlays, nice one.
Moving up in this world. Yeah.
So I mean, that's it right here. We kind of just went through all 8. We're going to go through the top 10 through 1, the top 10 of our 25 in just a few moments. But if you have any, things we may have missed, any things you would like to say, you can definitely put it in the chat for us. You can as well. I think we're going to try to take calls later, but you can text us as well, or you can text me at least. This isn't my personal number. I would never do this. But our show number is, I'm typing it in the chat right now, but you can text us at this number. This will also be the one that you can call us from later. So you can call us or text us at that number if there's something specific you want us to say. It's sometimes hard to keep up with the chat, but you can text us there, and then maybe later we'll take some calls as well. But,
are we back any guys?
We're back.
Oh. Maybe not.
And they're gone. There you go.
So do we want to do our top 10?
Oh.
Maybe. We'll give them a few more. We'll give them a few more seconds to see if they can get on. But if not, I can definitely take it.
We'll try to get her back in.
Oh.
You're there. You're there. Yeah.
Yeah. If we kind of get started, we'll tell the that's also derping out on us.
There's people watching Netflix.
Yeah, apparently. We even got the faster connection apparently.
All right.
But,
cool. So you guys there? You're with us?
Yeah, we're with you here. I think we're good to move forward here. So why don't we? Are we going to go to the top 10?
We will. Yeah. So Justin, how do you want to do this? You want to? One of us takes the introduction, one takes the other part.
Yeah, we just run through it just like our.
Like our normal way we normally do.
Well, so
all right.
Before we get into that, why don't we can run through the top 25. We do have the overlays for that, but why don't we let maybe free up some bandwidth on us? Why don't we let Sam and Collin go? And thank them very much for coming on the show, guys. So Sam, we'll start with you. Anything you want to talk about? What's going on with that?
I assume he said F4. Yeah, so the show, we're going into our season 2 of the show. We got a brand new logo. We're going to try to launch a website, just make it a more professional show overall, and just try to grow it as best as possible.
Are we back?
You're back.
Yep.
Sam just went over his thing about F4. So I think we think it's really cool, Sam, that you guys are putting together a student led show, and we wish you the best of luck.
I can hear everything. We just can't feel video.
You can't communicate. But so Sam, great job.
We're gonna just take off our video.
That's fine. But Sam, thanks for joining us on the show, and we wish you the best of luck going forward.
right, thank you. Should I?
Colin, what's going on with Indiana
You can
first?
stay on for a second.
Oh, not much. We're excited about our teams going to championship. We had a great year and a great state championship a couple weeks ago. Looking forward to IRI, of course. The real question for me for IRI is exactly how high we're going to have to set the tower strength for that extra ranking point. Kind of see how it goes this coming up weekend at the championship. Maybe. I don't know. I don't even want to guess. But we are looking at doing IRI live again. We took feedback from last year, so try and make that better and make it an engaging opportunity for folks that can't make it out to Lawrence Central High School this year. We did change locations.
Very cool. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody. See everyone in St.
cool.
Louis.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, see you guys.
Coming up real quick. So thanks, guys, for
All right.
for calling in.
Yeah.
Thanks for all your work you put in, Sam and Colin, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Okay. See you guys.
Looks like it's just me.
All right. So again, guys, while we transition over to here too, as we get over for the final top 10, what we'd like to do is to remind you one more time that this show is brought to you by our sponsors at Andy Market. Thank you so much for a great season so far. Did you know that if you're going to championships, that you can save on shipping costs and items by selecting the Ship to My Pit option? Be sure to select Ship to My Pit as delivery option. Include your team number in the order comments. Andy Mark staff will be delivering your parts when pits open on Wednesday, where timing is critical. You can pick up your order from their booth located in the Jones Service Center if you add it to the comments. Ship to My Pit option ends at 3 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday, so you got to make sure you get that into your order comments and place that order before 3 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. And on Tuesdays as well, you can always click the Tuesday deals only on Tuesdays. See what last-minute items you can pick up to take yourself into championships and take yourself over the top. A huge thanks to Andy Mark for their support of First Updates Now and a great season, and we look for continued support from them as we move on. Thank you, Andy Mark.
Thank you.
Very good. All right. So, Mike, you ready to get started here?
Buddy, let's do it, man. Another year down. This just gets crazy and crazier every year. Love it.
So, do we want to do a quick?
We can do a top 20, the quick rundown of
Quick
25 through 10. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll take it just in case you guys cut out. So 25th, we had 3339 Bumblebee. 24th, we had 133 Burt. 23rd, we had 179 Children of the Swamp. 22nd, 973 Greybots. 21, 2481 the Roboteers. In 20th, we had 27 Team Rush. 19th place in the top 25 was 359 the Hawaiian Kids. In 18th was 125 the Neutrons. 17th was 1986 Team Titanium. In the 16th spot, coming in from Carver, that will be 330 the Beach Bots. 15th will be 610 Crescent Robotics. 14th is Newton. Is Newton. 14th is 5172 Gators. 13th is 67 the Hot Team. 12th is 195 the Cyber Knights. And in 11th, it will be 16 the Baxter Bomb Squad. That is your 25th through 11, and we will about to go through the 10 through 1.
What's that?
I think we mixed up two of them. That's all right, though. We'll get those final results posted on the Chief Delphi and on our website after the show.
So one of the cool things that Mike and I really enjoy doing is we'll have robot stickers for all the teams that make this top 25 list. Again, this is our kind of our final top 25 going into the championship event. So we'll have top 25 robot stickers for the teams that Mike just mentioned, plus our final top 10 here that we're going to get started with right now. Ready to go, bud?
Let's do it, man.
All right, so we'll start here in the 10th spot with team number 33.
From Auburn Hills, Michigan, Notre Dame Preparatory School, it's the Killer Bees. 41-10 overall winners at the Waterford event, winners at Troy.
So we had a great opportunity this past week on Fun with our coach, Jim Zondag, was on our show. So we got some great insight into their program, and it's no wonder why they're on the top 25 week after week. Just 6 Killer Bees started strong, winning and picking up the district chairman's award at Waterford. It would go on to Troy and win that event as well. And then we've seen them make a disappointing exit to the finals. Mike and I talked last week for a great program and a success fee on top of that. A heartbreaking loss is disappointing, but sometimes it's the little bit of added energy and excitement that you need going into the championship event. And I do want to mention one of the coolest things that I've seen at Vex World so far is the Bees program seems to have a team in every single level here. So like I went from the Vex high
Multiple
school.
teams.
I know. I went through the Vex middle school. I saw Bs. I went to the Vex IQ level. I saw Bs. I went to the Vex IQ elementary. I saw little baby Bs running around. It was
Oh
the
my
coolest
gosh, how
thing.
fun,
They're going to
dude.
be a really strong program.
It was them and the Hawaiian kids had a bunch too. I saw
Yeah.
there's so
Yeah.
many teams from Hawaii. It was just
Actually, the state of Hawaii has just embraced Vex across the board. They're just putting it in, I think, like every school is.
It's crazy.
It's amazing. And the level of play coming out of Hawaii, because you know how sometimes you have a region where there's a lot of grant-based teams and
Yep.
you know it's just a bunch of junk, but no way. And a lot of this is because of the leadership of the Hawaiian kids, Team 359. Nobody's surprised they're in the Hall of Fame.
Did Vex give a Mentor of the Year award to a mentor from Hawaii?
volunteer of the
Volunteer
year.
of the year,
Volunteer.
Osatui,
Yeah.
who's from Team 368.
Good for him. Very
Come on
good.
up.
Very good. So that's 33. They go to Bs in the 10th spot.
Very cool. I'm just going to update the chat here. Make sure I don't copy and paste too much. And then, all right. So moving on in the 10th, we're going to move on to number 9. That is 148.
From Greenville, Texas, Greenville High School, it's the Robo Wranglers. 41-8 overall, winners of the Alamo and Dallas regionals.
So the team from Greenville started their season off in spectacular fashion, going undefeated, winning the Alamo Regional. Do you remember? After that, they competed in Dallas, where they picked up another win, only adding 2 losses onto their record. Feeling ready for the championship, 148 decided to travel to Canada, not a short trip from Texas by any means, and compete at the Waterloo Regional. They seeded 8th. They were eliminated in the semifinal in 3 close matches. This team is primed, having been battle tested, and is ready to show their strength in the Hopper Division. Good luck to 148.
The Robo Wranglers.
I think our last comments about 48 before we move on for them. You know, I know Karthik said it in regards to Waterloo. I mean, they were the best team there, and in my opinion, yeah, 48 or 148 has just been. I mean, they're obviously the consistent powerhouse they were. You saw their robot last year and all the previous years, and I think 148 this year, to me, is just focused on elegance and consistency and just doing things right. And maybe it's not quite as flashy as it's been some other years, but man, are they a powerhouse scorer.
Sure. What I love about 148, sorry to cut you off if you were going Karthik, but their intake to shot is very, very quick. So if there's a ball right in front of them, it just takes them very little time to 1, grab it, 2, to settle it, 3, to shoot it. It's just very, very fluid. And I know in Waterloo, one of their strategies in eliminations was they were just being fed balls into the courtyard by their alliance partners, and then they would just one after another, and just weaken the tower before you know it. It's very, very strong, very fast, successful shooter.
One of the things with 148 is their hang is very accommodating. They could, I don't know how deep their division is in terms of hangers, but they can facilitate a 3-hang alliance very comfortably.
Do you think that a hanging robot that has a time go think hang would be that valuable?
I think last year we saw cheesecake. I think we see so much cheesecake. Cheesecake. It's going to just show up. Cheesecake intakes, cheesecake everything.
Can you describe what you mean by intakes exactly? Like, what do you foresee in something like that?
I think people are going to put intakes on robots that can Google or feed.
Kind of losing them a little bit, so I'm trying to pick out what they're saying.
Still got us, bud?
Yeah, we still got you. Just kind of a little choppy, so we're good.
148. It's awesome. That's what we said.
That's pretty much what you said. All right, so just to recap, so 10 and 9 right now, respectively, is 33 and 148. About to move on to number 8.
Sorry, that's me.
That's all right.
8, we have number 97.
From Las Vegas, Nevada, Cimarron Memorial High School. It's the High Rollers, 45 and 6. Winners at LA, winners at Las Vegas, winners at the Arizona West.
Cimarron like cinnamon.
That's
So
what
if
it
I had to
looks
sum up the season in just one short sentence, it would be events for banner. They were first overall in Los Angeles, went on to win the event. In their hometown in Las Vegas, they won again. In Arizona, but they again won the event as the top seed to complete nearly a perfect regionals
97, we can be in the Galileo division with another top 25 peer, 195. So see if those two teams can perhaps pair up and make a run towards Einstein. Good luck to 987, the high rollers.
And I'm a little bit surprised that high rollers end up in community full.
Yeah, a little high for them. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, there's some good content that comes out of that. It is sometimes a popularity poll. Too. You know, I think the expert panelists, my opinion, people. Yeah.
So we're losing them a little bit here again, but
I'm surprised they were 80.
So yeah, 97.
Right.
I don't know if you guys heard it, but I think on our end at least, not very much. Just another amazingly strong team. Justin said it: 3 events, 4 banners. A pick of ours, Justin and I personally, to for the next Hall of Fame team. Just amazing what they do for their program and in their shop and for their kids. Just amazing robots year after year. We mentioned it earlier when we went through their division. Just amazing program, amazing software capabilities, and I think it's something to be said. Like, if we think any team could do a 2-ball auto not under the low bar, it would be this team. I just feel like their programming, their software, their autonomous modes come up year after year, and rightfully so. They just have some of the best that's out there. So good luck to them on both aspects, not only in robot competition but in Chairman's Award as well.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right, Mike. Fun?
Yep. Let's do it. So moving on to number 7, that would be 1241.
From Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, Rick Hansen's secondary school, it's Theory 6. 47-9 overall. Winners at North Bay and winners at Waterloo.
All right, so after their 2 regional win and 1 finalist season mixed with 2 EIs and 1 Chairman's Award, this team has been referenced more than once as possibly the best team in first right now. Theory 6 has built a robot that is hard to beat. They are first part of Team Tallbot. Then they added, and the added space has allowed some design advantages such as a lights out turret that allows them to shoot from anywhere in the courtyard. Handling defenses with ease, Theory 6 will go deep in their subdivision eliminations and hope to get back to Einstein. And as most of us know, the last time they were there, 2013, and we have Karthik in the house. I think we would love a little Champions of the World. I don't know if you have to be on the field to say it, but Champions of the World.
Are we on? Can you hear me?
You're on, yeah.
2030 Champions of the World!
Karthik didn't want to do that just for Justin and Tyler.
You can't see our faces, but we're smiling a lot.
Yeah, I'm smiling big enough for all 4 of us. So.
So I just want to recap again what Mike said. Being able to see 1241 in person at Waterloo, I do think that they are one of the best robots in the world right now. The turret is unbelievably effective, and I'm excited to see what they're able to accomplish in their division.
I think it's fair to say that they're at least the best teleop robot out there.
Yeah.
Just the versatility that they bring, like Justin said, like with their turret. I wonder they don't have a climber though, do they?
No.
So that will be an interesting thing. Maybe it could be an addition for them if they have the weight, but could that maybe be their holdback, especially in the division that they're in Newton? That's going to be a really tough run there, and maybe a tough sell if you're looking to get picked by the number 1 seed.
Also, remember, 1241 did add a hanger to their third robot at Waterloo. They did just take a hanger on.
That's true.
And it was very delicious.
What was I going to say? Yeah, it's just we talked about it when we've talked about their team after their regional play. It's just they can score obviously with their turret. They can score perpendicular to the lance wall. You want to play some defense, they can score parallel to the lance wall. You can't stop them. They can go anywhere and just score on you. So very well done by 1241 Theory 6. Great program they're assembling up there. Just 2 EIs this year, a Chairman's Award. Some some wins up there too. Just really great.
That's 6 medals on the year. That's insane.
Yeah. Awesome program.
All right, so moving on from number 7, going down to number 6, in team number 1678.
From Davis, California, Davis Senior High School, it's the Citrus Circuits, 41-1-2 overall. Winners at Central Valley, winners at Sacramento, winners at Silicon Valley.
So certainly a powerhouse we've talked about for a few weeks now. Citrus Circuits have gone 3 straight Einstein appearances and are 2015 champions of the world. The Citrus Circuits look to go back to back as they enter their division.
The Hopper division. Yep.
The Hopper division, thank you. Led by 2016 Woody Flowers finalist award winner Michael Corsetto. The Citrus Circuits have built another beautiful machine, well-integrated intake to their shooter. 1678 shoots high and consistent from the outer works, basically making it impossible to guard. They finished the match by scaling, and it's good.
That's good night.
One seeds this year.
So I'm just going to talk over you for a sec,
Ties.
Justin, because you're...
Circuits are hungry for another championship gold and have a great shot at doing it. Good luck on the Hopper division. I don't know.
So I'm just gonna ad-lib over the last part of that, just because I was cutting out on Justin a little bit. But so they have 2 number 1 seeds this year, 3 original wins, only 1 loss, but 2 ties. So that's kind of a little crazy how that worked out. But looking to go back to back, winning it last year. So good luck to Citrus Circuits. And again, I think we've at the beginning there we've officially, unofficially have been able to all right, 1678 can be used as a powerhouse, in normal talk now. And we kind of had a small conversation about, what does it take and how many regional wins the Citrus Circuits have over the last several seasons. And I forget what the number is, but it's insane. And they've been at least finalists, dating back to 2010 or 11, something like that. They've at least been finalists. So, we feel on what authority we have that you can now say Citrus Circuit is a powerhouse team. So.
Yeah,
right.
with Citrus Circuits too. Once again, I think what you're seeing out of them is just the amazing consistency that they bring, and a huge congrats to Corsetto for getting the Woody Flowers Finalist Award too. Very well deserved, and I can't believe it's been this long for them actually. But as a team who lost to them in the World Finals last year, I'll say just the awe of the strategy that they can bring to things. And I think maybe that goes a little bit underrepresented a lot of times is what can a drive coach bring? What can the strategy coach to a team bring to try to essentially reconfigure themselves, match the match to try out something new that they know is going to be successful and know that's going to work. And I think Citrus Circuits really brings that to the game, and that makes them successful. Good robots help them.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, moving into the top 5. We're going to start off with team 1114.
From St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada. Simbotics Secondary School, Simbotics. I didn't have that sheet. Don't have the record though. 28-7 overall. Finals at G-Sparkies. Finals at Waterloo.
So fun. We've said these teams so many times. I love going up to Canada because on the way up to Canadian events, you pass St. Catharines, you pass Niagara Falls, you pass Stony Creek, and it's just you just say it in your head over and over and over again. It's a lot of fun. So 11-14, Simbotics. So after finishing first in our top 25 rankings in 2015, Simbotics finds himself here in 5th place in 2016. Only 2 regionals for the Simbots this year. They were finalists at both, being the number 2 alliance at the first and the number 1 alliance at the second. We're not sure when the Simbots went last without a regional win, but it doesn't matter. 11-14 is yet another amazing machine. Their accuracy and quickness in all aspects of their game makes them who they are. Their skill at the end of the match is arguably one of the quickest out there. Saw some gremlins in their machine this year and a lot at the Waterloo Regional. So we do expect them to have those worked out and come out in the division in dominant fashion as always. Congrats once again to Simbotics on a great regional season. And Justin, as we talk about so many times this year, just seeing 11-14 in person is always a pleasure. And just their unique styles on, with 148, the similar styles of scaling at the end. I do think 11-14s is faster than 148s and in general, and in the most part, one of the fastest out there, period. I don't know if we lost them, but I could go on for a long time about 11-14.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of how the region is.
Yeah. You guys still there?
You there now?
You're there?
I don't know. All right.
I hear you.
All right. So yeah, just to take a little bit about Simbotics, I mean, regardless of how the regional season went, we know that everyone brings a little bit extra to the championship event, and certainly 11-14 wants to go out and win their division more than anyone right now. Obviously, I'm sure the regional season wasn't quite up to their own expectations. And just like we kind of talked about with 33, not doing so well at the Michigan State Championship, that can easily light a fire and find some extra drive and desire for some teams. I'm sure Simbotics falls into that category.
So, Karthik, I don't expect you to maybe answer this for us, but is there anything useful for us of maybe new surprises we could see from 11-14 moving the champs?
Yeah, hopefully we're moving every match.
That's a good start.
We'll move in every match.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
you know us. We'll be ready for a good show at champs, no matter how it goes.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
All right. Yep.
Let's do it.
Yep. So number 4, being in the top 5 here already. In 4, we have team number 180.
From League City, Texas, Clear Creek High School, it's the Robotics. 42-5 overall. Winners at GTR East, and winners at Rocket City, and winners at Lone Star.
So there was 3 wins that mentioned, so 13 regional wins in a row for the Robotics. Long Pre-Championship FRC. They found themselves here in the 4th spot in the 2016 top 25. Being this successful is no accident, as Robotics put in the we got a glimpse of the process a couple weeks ago. We had Justin Ridley on the show with us. The Robotics extended their win streak this season by picking up wins at GTR East, Lone Star, and Rocket City. One team has only lost 1 match at each of their last 2 events and look to keep that going in their division. 118 provides a thing of beauty, and their catapult is super consistent. And let's not forget about that grappling hook. Robotics will be putting it on the line next week, and we wish them the best of luck.
Very cool.
So with Robots, here at Vex World, talking to a couple of them here today, and the one thing with that grappling hook, they told me a little bit of story about that, on how the grappling hook was, and it actually was an idea by one of their parents that they had, and it was one of those crazy ideas. You're like, that's never going to work. Let's not try it, sort of thing. And they ended up essentially just giving it a shot, prototyping something. They had an idea with a hook that they had, and literally, I was told they just went 10 out of 10 of getting it every single time. They're like, you know what? Let's do it. That's one of those crazy ideas that we think can work, and they just tried it, and it works, and it's amazing to see. It's one of those, like, it kind of reminds me in their 2012 robot where they had that side climber onto the bridge that unfortunately wasn't allowed on there, but it's just that unique idea that this year they're getting away with because it's fully legal and it's working really smooth.
Very cool. Yeah, it was cool, and it kind of cut out a little bit when Justin was first talking, but we got to have Justin Ridley on the show with us this past week. Man, everything's blending together, but and just to kind of hear some of their process of what goes on at the Robotics, and hearing this story from Tyler's hearing it there at Vex Worlds, but we're hearing it on the show too. Just the creativity, and just everybody has a seat at the table. Everybody has a chance to say something. Everybody has a chance to bring their ideas forth, and that's just really awesome. That's how great teams run. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter if you're an engineer at NASA or you're an accountant at a bank and you're a parent helping out. It doesn't matter. Like your ideas matter, and I think that's really cool. So it was really cool to kind of hear about that.
All right.
Awesome. Yeah, let's do top 3. So in third, let's hear about 971.
From Mountain View, California, Mountain View High School, it's Spartan Robotics, 25-3 overall, the winners of the Sacramento Regional.
So 971, with the robot design that has captured the hearts of hundreds and hundreds of firsters, Spartan Robotics finishes the top 25 in the impressive 3rd spot, with only 3 losses on the year, 2 of those being to 254 and 1678. 971 has just an amazing machine. The Transformer-esque design is just a thing of beauty. Starting the match with the 2-ball auto, Spartan Robotics quickly and often takes high goal shots, weakening the tower with plenty of time to spare. Can't say enough how excited we are to see Spartan Robotics in person. And we know it's cliche and we say it a lot, but we can't wait to see where these guys end up and who they'll get to play with and who they'll be selecting, who they'll get selected by. It's just awesome. I mean, we've talked at length about 971 this year, the way they've engineered their robot, the way they play this game, and it's been awesome. So I don't know what you guys have to say about 971, but we are definitely excited to see them.
Yeah, I think they're one of those robots that obviously it has had a successful season so far, but as defense ramps up at championship, that unblockable transformer style shooter is just going to become more valuable. So it's really
which I guess the chat is telling us their name is George, not Transformer. So I guess we're both wrong. The robots.
George is not a Transformers name. I don't understand.
What? Yes.
But 971, we talked about them before and the amazing prowess that they bring as a team. And I think, in many years they've been very close to that top. I think this is the year they have a chance to really take it over the top. As mentioned, just the elegance of design. I mean, not is it cool to watch, but it's also extremely advantageous that they have just the high shot that they bring where, to me, low bar robots that can shoot from a higher trajectory or start at a higher
kind of losing them a little bit.
That when
losing you a little bit there, Tyler. So yeah, kind of getting a little choppy. So we'll move on. Are you guys there now?
Maybe.
What? That's true. Nick, be quiet. But it's true. Nick's saying it wouldn't be the top 25 without technical issues, and he's absolutely 100% right.
Well, Justin,
Hey.
or Mike, do you want to give us some?
It might be better if you put it in the chat, Tyler.
First, in regards to the 2 and 1 spot, just kind of a general thank you, since hopefully everybody can hear you.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got a little bit out of what Tyler was trying to say. So this is obviously a huge thing for us. We just want to thank Frank and all the guys and girls at First that helped make this possible. And we just thank you for letting us host this event. And we just always want to remind you guys that this is 100% preliminary. Things change, teams drop out, teams don't show up. So things until this is released officially, this is not official, obviously. So again, just want to reiterate, this is 100% preliminary. This isn't hard fast. This is your match schedule. Things do change, so keep that in mind. We just want to thank you guys for joining us each and every week so far here on the top 25. Justin and I really just appreciate this is our 6th season of doing this. We couldn't, do this without you and your support. And thanks just for tuning in every week to do that. I just also want to thank Tyler and Nick just for First Updates Now and fun. Just we've just loved our partnership that Justin and I have had with you guys this year, and just want to thank you for all your work that you've done. All the drama's in the 2 spot, right? There's 2 teams left for this top 25. We've talked about some amazing teams so far. We have 2 amazing teams to go, and with no further ado, Justin, you ready?
Yeah, ready. 2 teams
All right.
that were the most teams. All right, but here with number 2, we have team number 2056.
From Stony Creek, Ontario, Canada, Orchard Park Secondary Scores, OP Robotics, 44-10 overall, winners at GTR East, and winners at the Windsor SX Great Lakes Regional.
So I just sent Taylor also on this on Facebook. Don't kill me, because it's been rough. Like we said, we hand out robot stickers and every year for the top 25 teams. And from 2012, 2004, we got a little bit of flack for that. Last year was 3rd, and so today at least we're not in 2nd. And now here they are again back in 2nd place.
Tell them to win a championship.
It's not like too rough by any means.
Yeah. So I'm not sure I can look Tower in the face anymore, but luckily our towers volunteered to do the dirty work and give 2056 their sticker this year. But anyways, another incredible machine for 2056. Yes, their streak was broken, but certainly their spirit was not. The kids took the loss, regrouped, and just went back out the next week and won the next regional. So as we talked about, it might have been nice to get the monkey off their back a little bit. Something they've been carrying that streak now for quite a few years. But Imperial Box entered. Wouldn't be great for them to win it all.
Kind of losing a little. So kind of, Nick, was that choppy for you too? Okay, so I'm just going to kind of add a little over that too. So I know you heard probably most of the beginning parts. We hand out these stickers every year, and every year just Tyler Holtzman, the coach from 2056, just kind of been this thing with us. Just we've had to give him the second place for 2012 through 2014. Last year, the 2056 was third, so we're giving them and their students the third sticker. He says, "Hey, at least it's not second," and then here they are at second again. So, kind of been this running joke with 2056 and us. But 2056, another great year. They've had this streak, 23 regional wins in a row. I mean, we've talked about it at exhaustion and nauseum. Kind of mentioned, it might be a little kind of nice to get that monkey off their back. People can just stop talking about it and just let them play. But they're back on their streak. One regional down, 22 to go to get back to where they were. Another great team, and hopefully this is the year that they can take home the biggest of all golds and take home that championship.
Very good.
Cool.
All right. So,
breaking up again a little bit. So we'll try it out. Yep.
Last but not least, I know. Last but not least, in the number 1 spot, we have Team 254.
You finally got it out. It took 30 seconds. All right. From San Jose, California, College Preparatory. It's the Cheesy Poofs. 30 wins, 1 loss. Winners at CVR, winners at SVR. Justin, I'll take that from you, or this is mine anyway. So upping the number 2 spot from last year, the Cheesy Poofs are taking the last and final spot here at number 1. With only 1 loss in the year, the Cheesy Poofs finished ranked second at both the regionals this year, being selected by 1678 at both of those events, and would go on to win both of those. The Cheesy Poofs are an envy once again to the FRC world thanks to their low robot, 2-ball auto, turret, and a very quick camera processing to high goal shot. The Cheesy Poofs end the match parked on the batter, and they head in the championship this year in their division and look to get past a very disappointing upset on Carson last year, being ousted in the quarterfinals. First off, congrats again to the Cheesy Poofs. Second, Justin, Tyler, Karthik, any chance that we see the Poofs add on a scaler to their robot to kind of even up their game that much more?
I mean, it's the Poofs. Like, they completely rebuilt the robot last year when they weren't satisfied with it. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they added a scaler and something to like funnels from one courtyard to the other, and like 8 million other things. Like, they're the best in the world. They'll have something.
Yep.
All right, buddy. That's it.
That is it. So I don't know how much longer you guys want to hang out. I don't know.
Back on.
What's that, bud?
Maybe. I want to see when we get out video-wise. At least say goodbye.
At least
maybe. Karthik's there.
Hi, Karthik. I don't know if you guys want. We can try doing like just maybe a conversation on the phone between us at the end if you guys want to do any post show. But if you guys not, I know you guys got to get up early tomorrow.
But guys,
I can take that from you, Tyler, if you want.
Step out after, but
Yeah, guys, thanks. Thanks, John.
I hear. Well, Mike, why don't you wrap up and then we'll.
Yeah, so we will. I'll wrap up here. So we just want to. Sorry, guys. So, chat world, all we ask is that if you like the show, to tell a friend or post on your favorite social media and forum site promoting the show. And please subscribe to us through our Twitch, YouTube, iTunes, or RSS feeds. This will help us grow and get more of the FIRST community involved, making FIRST even more loud. And also a huge thank you to our mods and contributors for the night, Sam and Collin, Karthik. Thank you. And thank you for everyone for tuning in. And a huge thanks again to FIRST for providing us this opportunity, and to IFI, just providing the hotel room for us to do this show in. Again, thanks to all of our mods in the chat, and we hope you enjoyed the show. And if you are watching live, stick around maybe for a little bit for a post show. Not sure how long that's going to last. And again, our email address is at firstupdatesnow@gmail.com if you have any suggestions, comments, questions, or concerns. Or if you want to facilitate getting us some t-shirts at the championship event, you can do it there. firstupdatesnow@gmail.com. And our website is firstupdatesnow.com. We will have a scheduled post-championship show on the Tuesday after championships on May 3rd at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, along with a post-championship FRC Top 25. Good luck to all teams attending championships. We will see you there, and we'll be interviewing teams. So, if you would like your team to kind of do a behind the bumper segment or anything like that, so hit us up at firstupdatesnow@gmail.com. We hope to see you next time on Fun, and thanks for tuning in.
Good night, everybody.
This has been a First Updates Now production. Visit us at firstupdatesnow.com or find us under First Updates Now on Facebook or Twitter. This has been a...
Should have been on the suit anyways.